This is a Hot Pie Original.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the DNP-CD Sports Podcast presented by OddsShark. I am Chad Fisher alongside my co-host, Tony Farmer. Tony, how you doing, brother?
Doing awesome today, Chad. What's going on with you, man?
Nothing, man. It's a great time for sports right now.
No doubt,
It's like a smorgasbord, dude. We got so much stuff going on, so many sports going on. It's a beautiful time, man. It's one of my favorite times of the year.
Yeah, man. Now and the fall. Those are kind of my two favorites for sure.
You get some football going on. Right now, we got hockey, we got NBA, we got some golf going on. It's been great. Just had a PGA championship. Getting ready for football camp, summer here coming up.
Training camps are
Baseball's great right now. Baseball's been super. I watched more baseball this year than I think I've had in many, many years.
It's fun, man. Like we were talking about an episode or two ago with the parody, man. It makes it a lot more fun for sure.
Yeah, I think that. And then just I'm a dad now, man. So like I can't really be like super engaged with shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm like watching my son half the time and like, trying to entertain him. And baseball, I used to complain about the speed. Now it's like, dude, it's like the perfect speed for my old ass. Yeah,
baseball's good for that. I had someone ask me recently, they weren't a sports fan at all, and they were intrigued that I was. And they're like, if you were going to teach someone sports, where would you start? And I was like, definitely baseball.
Oh, yeah.
It's slow enough. You can talk in between stuff. Yeah.
Nice shit hammered the whole time.
Exactly, man.
It's awesome.
That's why they have those beer softball leagues, man. They have those for a reason.
Hell yeah, dude. I need to get in one of those, man. That sounds fun as hell right now. I'm at that age where I'm like, dude, I could hit a couple doubles,
Yeah, let's add that to the to-do list.
Yeah, why
Chad.
not, dude? Yeah, I'll get some of them spandex pants. I don't give a shit. I look hot in those motherfuckers. We're going to talk some more sports here. But before that, we want to tell you about one of our favorite sponsors.
OddsShark, that's right. OddsShark is your source for the latest odds from leading authorities, expert editorial content, the hottest sports news, and detailed matchup picks. So if you're looking for statistics and trends for an upcoming game, OddsShark has that too. And the best part of all, it's free. In-depth expert analysis, odds and trends to help you make the sharp game day picks. They've got decades of stats in their databases, and their insiders give you takes so hot they sizzle. They're your one-stop shop for all your odds and info on sports and pop culture events.
Yeah, so if you want to get a better understanding of the odds and the math behind the numbers, how the line is set, why the lines move during the week on the NFL odds list, OddsShark will give you all the tools you need. They're a proven industry powerhouse. OddsShark has the info from around the globe, giving you the chance to access the best sports odds on the planet. Whether you want to check out tonight's football odds, this week's hockey or basketball trends, or anything in between, head on over to OddsShark and start thinking like a shark today.
And speaking of OddsShark, we want to talk a little bit about middling and hedging, two of my favorite topics to talk about when it comes to sports betting, man. And the reason I'm excited to talk about this is because when I was a young lad learning sports betting, and I won't mention my age because I was probably shouldn't have been sports betting, but
you just spotted some like old dude like standing up right in front of the gas station, like, "Hey man, you want to place a bet on the Pirates for me?" He's like, "What the fuck?"
We won't go into those details,
Chad.
Like,
I'll buy you some Mad Dog 2020. He's like, "Yeah, sure, dude. Where's this bookie at that you speak of?"
You can use your imagination out there, folks. But when I was a young man learning sports betting,
trading 8 balls for fucking parlays and shit. Yeah, that's cool, man. It's all good. Do what you got to do.
When I was just getting into this, man, I wish I knew the stuff that I'm about to share with you now. So if you're a first-time bettor, I think this segment is going to be extremely valuable for you because, again, I want to talk about hedging and middling, particularly as it pertains to parlays. So we've talked a little bit about hedging in terms of like futures bets really briefly on this show, but it becomes a really powerful strategy when you combine it with parlay betting. So just as an example, I pulled up oddshark.com. They've got a parlay calculator on their website, right? And so I'm just putting in an imaginary bet just to, give an example here. So we've got a parlay, and if you're not familiar with what that is, you need every leg of that bet to hit. So if it's a 4-game parlay, you need all 4 outcomes to happen. And if they do, the odds pay really friggin' well. So in this hypothetical scenario, right, Chad, we've got a coin flip, a minus 100 game, 50-50 chance of that winning. We've got a minor upset, a plus 150 going on. We've got another coin flip going on. And then we've got another coin flip going on, minus 110. If all 4 of those things happens on a $100 bet, A lot of times I'll ask people, what do you think that pays if they're not familiar with parlays? And they're like, I don't know, $1,000. No, this is $1,909 coming back to you, right? So that's a pretty sweet deal. So let's say all 4 of these games happen at different times. Maybe it's a football situation. You got a Thursday night football as the first leg. It hits. Second leg hits. Now you only need one more outcome, right? Because every single thing has happened besides that last one. And if you just have, let's say, the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? That's the last thing we need for the last leg of that parlay. And we will win $1,900, right? If you go into that game saying, all right, let's go Cavs, and you don't hedge, I think you're an idiot. And that's just my opinion. There's a lot of different hedging philosophies out there and a lot of different hedging strategies out there. And there's some professional bettors who are not for hedging very often. I say, instead of going into that last outcome saying, I'm either going to lose $100 or win $1,900, why not bet, for instance, $100 on the Cavaliers to lose? Because now your max bet is $1,900. It goes from $1,900 down to $1,800.
Yeah.
And your worst case scenario, you're going to be breaking even at least. You lost your 100 on the original bet, but you got your 100 back when the Cavs lost, right? Or you could, depending on maybe some things have changed since you made that bet, maybe you're not feeling as confident. An extreme example of hedging would be you could bet half of what you were going to win. Yeah. You could bet $900 fucking dollars on the Cavs to lose. And now you're going to either get 900 or you're going to get 900 as a profit, right? So you can play with the math depending on your comfort level in that particular situation. And so it's nice. Middling is kind of a step further than that. All right. So middling would be, let's say that last game to win $1,900 would be the Cavaliers. You need them to win, and they're favored by 8 points. So what if you bet on the team the Cavaliers are playing, maybe the Suns, the team the Cavaliers are playing +8. You bet $900 on the Suns +8. Well, now the Suns +8 bet hits, you won your 900 and you win your original bet. So you've middled it. You've created a 9-point middle. And with teasers and stuff, you can actually expand the middle a little bit as well. And so it creates a situation where you win your original bet, you win your hedge, and you're looking really, really nice. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can play with it. You could also, instead of just a straight up hedge on say the Suns against the Cavaliers, you could use the Suns as the first leg of a new teaser or the first leg of a new parlay as well. If you get used to seeing how line adjustments move during the season, you can build a middle that way too. So let's say, for instance, Super Bowl, you know that the over-under tends to go up as the week goes on. So the over-under starts at, say, 55 points. By the end of the week, it's going to be 60 points. If you can predict that, you can build yourself in a middle to for your hedge down the line as well. And so it's a nice strategy. Again, I wish I knew these things when I was younger. I didn't know what the hell a middle was when I was a teenager making sports bets. That's for sure.
Teenager, huh?
Oh, shit.
Damn, you just gave that up. Shout out to John out on the corner somewhere in Connecticut at a 7-Eleven that's been placing bets for Tony since he was like 12 and shit. That's fucking awesome, man.
But yeah, it pains me when I see novice bettors throwing money away on these parlays. And they're crying after that leg doesn't hit. And they're like, oh man, I was this close. I was this close and I would have won $1,900. You don't have to go through that pain. Be smart. If you're going to be in pain after that kind of a loss, hedge a couple bucks on it and build yourself a little cushion. It's something to think about.
Get a second job, man. Help facilitate the gambling going on. That's awesome, man. What's the biggest parlay you've hit on?
Oh gosh, man. My wheelhouse is like 4 and 5 games.
Wow.
You know, I do threes more often, but I really like those 4 and 5 game parlays because the odds go up big time.
Yeah, it makes some real money.
Yeah, man. You throw an upset in there. You throw like a big upset in there. That can be nice. But what I like to do, Chad, if I'm going to do that, if there's like a team that's an underdog by say 3-1 odds, I want that to be the first leg of my parlay. I don't want the first 4 to hit, first 4 easy ones, and then have it come down where I need a big underdog for it to cash. I want the underdog to be on the early side of the parlays. So the timing of when these games occur is crucial because you don't have to wait until, in this example, I'm having you wait until the last game to make your hedge bet.
Yeah.
You could hedge along the way if you want. Little $5 hedge, $7 hedge after game 1, after game 2, if you want to be really conservative. I don't know that I recommend that, but it's an option as well. But yeah, it's something to think about.
I'm about to do some sports betting here soon, man. I'm about to get on OddsShark and get on some of this NBA action here because it's going to be, I feel like this is the perfect time to get some good numbers. It's no one really knows what's going to happen this year with the Lakers and Brooklyn and everything like that. I think like there's some really good numbers out there right now.
Yeah, it's not like years past where, the Bulls were the heavy favorite because they had Jordan, or you got a healthy LeBron and they're the heavy favorite. It's a total different sports landscape right now. So good time to get in on this stuff.
Yeah, it really is, man. I'm looking at some futures right now. The Clippers, they're a very enigmatic team right now. You really don't know what's going to happen. They definitely have the talent to win the championship this year, but it's a big question if they're going to be able to stay healthy as well. It feels like it's like so many injuries this year, more so than in years past. But we're going to see, man. It's a good time to go to OddsShark, get some money down on one of these dark horses in the Western Conference, maybe, or maybe you're thinking the Eastern, maybe Philly. You know what I mean? But take a look at Philly right now. They're anywhere from 6.5 to 12 to 1 right now. On that might be a good bet because
12 to 1 on Philly. That sounds juicy.
Dude, that's not bad at all, right? But yeah, and then go ahead down to the Eastern Conference. That's to win the NBA championship. Eastern Conference, Philly's 4 to 1, 2.5 to 1, somewhere in that range. That's a good little bet to put down too.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'll mention the hedging again. If you take one of these, let's say you got Philly 12 to 1, and Philly finds themselves in the finals, and they're in the finals, and they're up 3 games to 1 in the finals, right? You're 1 game away from winning that bet. Yeah. You could then bet on that other team and kind of even things out a little bit.
Yeah. That's smart.
Silly not to.
Yeah, exactly. So this has been the DNP-CD Sports Betting segment presented by OddsShark. All right, Tony, this is something you and I have been wanting to do for a little bit. We want to do some hot takes, I guess we could call it, because I got some opinions that it's hard to get out sometimes when we got guests on and everything like that. So I got some stuff I've been saving up that I want to get off my chest, man.
I'm looking forward to it, man. It's nice not having a guest today. We can actually, the listeners can get to know us a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this. What's on your mind, Chad?
Dude, so what's on my mind is, of course, Tim Tebow is like a huge, like in the news big time right now. I am so annoyed with this dude. I guess, dude, he's like, how many, so he's done, football and everything. That didn't work out. He hasn't played for almost a decade. Then he did baseball. He got, up to AA. I guess they sold enough tickets, or he was like, like good long enough to sell some tickets or whatever. And I just want to know, is like, he's going to try bowling next? I don't get it, man. This dude's like, he's like that dude in high school that you knew that like wanted to be in the NBA. He didn't make it to the NBA. And then so he's going to be a rapper. That didn't work out. And now he's going to try to be in the UFC or some shit. It's like, dude, just stop. Get a job at Best Buy. Quit fucking around. Like, it's not like you can give up, man. That it's not going to be that big of a deal. People will still like you. Yeah. But Tebow's just annoying, man. So like I told you this, like I've always found him annoying, and I just don't like his self-righteousness. That kind of annoys me. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's got some skeletons in the closet that we don't know about yet that we're going to find out like in 10 years when he,
just a gut feeling. Yeah, I got no proof, but something's going to come out. I just know. I can just tell by looking at him, man. This dude's not right. And so, so a couple of years ago, he does like the college game day shit. And Alabama had just scheduled they had just got done playing like a massive patsy like they do every year. They don't come north of the Mason-Dixon line to play any games. Every game's in a dome or it's in 80-degree weather and everything like that. They never play teams in the north or any teams that are like actually decent. And so they played like Western Carolina and they won like 66-0 or something like that. And a lot of people didn't show up to the game and a lot of students left like before halftime. And he was complaining and talking shit about the students and saying stuff like, yeah, you got daddy's money. And like basically telling them they have to stay at the game. It's like, dude, they bought a ticket. That's their right to leave, especially you're playing fucking Western Carolina while you have 30,
first round draft picks on your team. That's not a game. And so he was like criticizing them and basically saying like, oh, you need to stay. It's like, dude, he don't have to do shit.
So this was after his college career?
Yeah. This was like a couple years ago.
Okay, wow.
And so I just felt like that was incredibly arrogant and stupid. And it's like, dude, how about maybe don't schedule Western Carolina and people will be a little bit more intrigued. Who wants to see that? Everyone knows what the outcome's going to be. You know, who's trying to sit out in that hot ass sun? You can go home and get shit hammered.
Yeah.
And watch a couple different games.
Yeah.
So yeah, he annoys me, man.
Dude, we've all been there though at sporting events, like when the shit is going down and your team is losing and you just don't want to stick around, man.
Yeah.
I remember I was at a Ravens 49er game one time and it was in an away stadium. I'm not a Niner fan. I'm wearing a Jeff Garcia jersey.
Yeah.
He threw 4 or 5 interceptions against that incredible Ravens defense.
Yeah.
I had a Ravens fan in front of me turn around and flash some money and he's like, I'll pay you to leave. Get the fuck out of here.
I'll take that shit.
No, my pride wouldn't let me. My pride wouldn't let me. Yeah.
Dude, fuck that. I've been like, yeah, hell yeah. How much is he trying to pay you?
I couldn't like comprehend the bills. Like I didn't even want to be tempted to like look at them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure exactly how much it was.
It was like $4 or something.
I remember my comeback though. Like I had to like think on the spot and I said, buy your friend a fucking haircut is what I said to him.
That's pretty good actually. That's pretty good.
I was proud of that. But man, it's tough being in those stadiums, home or away, man. It's just depressing, man. That
this was at
shame.
Alabama and Alabama was beating the shit out of.
Yeah.
And so he was criticizing Alabama fans. So you understand from that perspective, but when your team's winning and it's just like a cupcake, you know, and you play 4 more cupcakes before you play anyone of relevance on your schedule, I feel like I can completely understand that, man. You know, I went to a lot of Michigan games when we played, you know, shitty teams like that and everything. But I mean, I stuck around because I was a kid and I loved doing that. But when you're an adult and you can drink, fuck that. I'm getting out of here. I'm trying to get drunk.
Beat that traffic. Too.
Yeah, beat that traffic. I'm trying to stay in this shithole stadium. Yeah, get fucking sunburnt and everything. I'm good.
There's so many stories, though. I know your example was being on the winning end of it, but there's so many examples on the losing end where like people leave the stadiums and like, fuck, the team starts to come back.
Yeah.
And they wish that, you know, they were still in the stadium.
Yeah.
Ooh, that happened.
There was a couple times when Michigan was up big. So I was at the Cordell Stewart Hail Mary game. And we were winning by like 2 touchdowns, I think, at some point. And I was like 9 or 10. What was that? That was 94, I think. So I was like, I was like 10 years old. And I was like talking shit to like these grown men and everything about how we were kicking their ass. Luckily, this dude left before the game was over because I'd have looked like a dumbass afterwards because they ended up winning on a Hail Mary. And I was in that same end zone about 20 rows up, right in the same when Michael Westbrook caught that touchdown pass. I was happy as hell he left then. I was like, thank God.
Yeah, you know he was thinking of you when he put his head on the pillow, though.
You already know. As soon as it happened, I should have that son of a bitch kid. You know? But yeah, dude. Whatever, man.
Oh, shit. No, that's true. Going back to the Tebow thing, I think... Now, I don't hate Tebow as much as you. Yeah. But I think the reason that he rubs people the wrong way, besides the reasons that you mentioned, I think people are struggling with the fact that he's moving to tight end. People are like, who is this guy? You're just gonna like pick a new position like fucking out of a hat. Like, I'll try tight end now. Yeah. And people are feeling like he's privileged and that he hasn't earned that ability to be on the roster. Now, let me devil's advocate that for a second. This is nothing new in sports. Mm-hmm. How many times has a fucking baseball team in the draft drafted like the grandson of some team of some player that used to play for that franchise as like a favor to that player because it's round 892 in the draft and they ain't got anybody to pick. And so that's not completely new. How about Jerry Rice's son being invited to training camp? Everybody knew he wasn't going to make the roster. He didn't earn that, but it happened. Jerry Rice Jr., look at that. He's in camp. So these things happen, but how long has Tebow been out now? How many years?
9 years, 8 or 9 years.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's unreal, man.
I don't know. Is there precedent for that? I can't think of.
I've never heard of that. I'm going to be honest. I don't think there's no way in hell he makes the team. I think that Urban Meyer's just bringing him in for a distraction. So to take some heat, take some focus off of Trevor Lawrence and everything like that. Because, you know, Tebow's like a circus. And so people are going to be paying attention to him, talking about his dumb ass again.
Ooh, that's an interesting
Trevor
theory.
Lawrence just kind of flies under the radar, you know. And it's for Urban, too, because Urban, I don't think this is going to work out for him. I think this is a money grab. I don't think he has it anymore. You know, as Ohio State fans, you got to be a little pissed off, too. This dude's like fiend health problems anytime shit got hard and everything like that. Always at the perfect time, you know, just like every other Ohio State coach, you know what I mean? You can't be an Ohio State coach unless you go out in shame, you know, was Earl Bruce punching a player. Jim Tressel paying players tattoos and all this stuff. Urban Meyer, same damn deal. Having a crazed lunatic on his staff and then lying about it and everything like that. My dad was at those Big Ten media days when all that shit kind of hit the fan a couple years ago with Urban Meyer. So he's a total perfect fit for Ohio State, going out, with his tail between his legs and everything like that. So I think he's doing this as well. I think this is just like a money grab. They gave him so much money. He had like a certain price that he set, and they met that price. And I think I give him 2 years maybe. Wow. In the NFL, and it's just I just don't think it's gonna. He'll go back on his heart problems or whatever he has to say to do that.
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if he was only in the league 2 years. I think your theory about it being a distraction is viable and intriguing because it's funny because with the Tebow and Kaepernick thing, the reasons that we're told you don't want to hire Kaepernick is because he's going to be a circus. He's going to be a distraction. So the scenario that you're throwing out there is that this distraction would actually benefit the team, would benefit your new rookie quarterback. So I guess I would say to any coaches out there that if you need a distraction, there's still someone named Colin Kaepernick out there looking for a job who could
definitely better than Tebow.
Oh God, oh, it's not even close. Yeah,
that's so messed up, dude. That Tebow's getting an opportunity before Kaepernick.
Yeah.
It's Urban Meyer. You know damn well as soon as Urban Meyer got that job, Tim Tebow called him. Was like, "Hey, coach, can I get on the team, please?"
Yeah.
I don't know why I have him talk like that. That's what he sounds like in my head.
Hey, coach, can I play some football still, please?
You think Tebow initiated that conversation? I wouldn't be shocked.
Hell yeah, he did, dude. He probably sent him flowers, chocolates, all kinds of shit.
And if you're Urban Meyer, I don't know that you can say no to Tebow.
No.
So that's a
dude. I read something the other day. This is hilarious. The University of Florida, the athletes on their campus, like Tim Tebow's senior year, was like, dude, the Pouncey brothers, okay. Aaron Hernandez, Tim Tebow, Percy Harvin, there's all. I think Joakim Noah was there. Al Horford.
Wow,
you know what I'm saying? So they had like a big ass, like just a bunch of characters. Around that team, and
Tebow.
It's hilarious, man. Yeah.
Which of these is not like the other?
Yeah. Urban Meyer has like, that was like his blanket for Aaron Hernandez for having like a murderer on the team. He's just like, oh well, we got Tebow. Look how
balance
cute
it out
he is,
a little bit.
Yeah, he's annoying, man. I can't stand that dude. I can't wait till he's like done. But then what I'm afraid of is that he's going to be on ESPN all the time, and then it's going to be like, oh shit, I wish you'd have been playing. So then I could just ignore him.
Yeah. Well, so what's your prediction? You're saying he doesn't make the team. At what point does he get cut?
As late as possible, I'm sure. Right down to the 53, just long enough for them to provide a distraction, so Trevor Lawrence isn't like the main focus in camp. It's so annoying and it's so predictable.
All right, so he gets cut at the last minute, doesn't make the roster, and then obviously doesn't sign on with another team. That's it. That's the end of his NFL career at that point.
Well, let's hope so. Jesus Christ. No, then he goes to bowling. Then when that doesn't work out, then he's going to do like
tennis. I mean, you got to go through the circuit.
This dude's going to be in cornhole in like 5 years. I swear to God. He's so annoying, dude. God, I hate this dude.
Man.
Cannot wait till he retires. Gives it up.
Tell us how you really feel, Chad.
Yeah, dude. Can't stand him. Can't stand him. Dude, so this happened the other day that I thought was hilarious, man. You heard about this shit with Bob Baffert, right? I thought this was hilarious. So he said he didn't want to go to the Preakness because he didn't want to be a distraction to a horse. Like the fuck, like what? You think the horse is gonna notice? You know what I'm saying? The horse is like, wow, I'm getting all kinds of questions about my owner and stuff. Like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? It's a horse.
The horse is like, I should be getting more media attention. This is about me.
He just came a diva and shit. He's like, man, fuck Bob Baffert, man. I'm the one that runs. Dude. Yeah, he said he didn't want to go to the Preakness because he didn't want to be a distraction. I was like, dog, this is too fucking funny, man.
That's hilarious.
Another little hot take I got, man, which I thought was hilarious, is that you're seeing like a lot more baseball players doing like crazy home run trots and shit. Fernando Tatis Jr. got some heat a couple weeks ago for doing this. I think that's cool, man. I'm gonna tell you, if I was a baseball player and I hit a home run, shit, I'd be moonwalking across the goddamn diamond. I don't give a shit,
Hell
man.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, telling the people in the booth, like, hey, man, play me some Michael Jackson when I do this shit. Because I'm about to go backwards and shit. I'm going to start giving a little shoulder shrug and shit. Come on now. I'm doing some crazy shit. I might do some cartwheels, motherfucker. It's going to take me like 3 minutes to get around the bases.
I like it, man. It started with the bat flips.
Yeah.
Right? The bat flips, people started to kind of like that. Now we got the dance. I mean, what's next?
Yeah.
I mean, how far is this going to go? You got some good ideas.
Dude, yeah, I think that would... I'm not really on the bat flips. I don't really care for that shit. No, man, I think it's just kind of weird. It's like, I just hit a home run, you're just like,
No, there's some good ones, man. There's some good ones where they just launch it up in the air.
Stupid. That would be cool. I would just throw that motherfucker like as far as possible. You throw it into other team's dugout. That's a bat flip, motherfucker. That's what I'm talking about. Throw it at the pitcher when you're done. That's a bat flip. They're not going to take the home run away from you, right?
Yeah, well, I don't
think so.
I'm not. I think probably kick you out of the game, but yeah, it might be worth it.
Yeah, hell yeah. That'd be
depending
cool
on the timing of when the home run is hit, right?
Yeah, why not? But yeah, man, I think that's cool, man. I think they should be doing dances and stuff. Like one thing I will say I don't like about the NFL is like this shit with whenever the defense gets a turnover, like everybody from the sideline comes out on the field and stuff and just go. They don't do anything special. They just go and get in front of a camera and they're just like,
dude,
it's like, dog, what are you doing? That's so dumb. And people that don't even play, it's like, dog, you are the seventh cornerback. You do not play. You ain't have nothing to do with this. You don't even play special teams. Why are you on the field right now?
You're dead on, man.
Yeah.
And it's so prevalent now. And I'm having goosebumps right now because I'm getting flashbacks to the Chiefs 49ers Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Oh, damn.
Because
look at you.
You do that shit and you're going to look silly as hell because the 49ers had that big interception.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was early fourth quarter, and they thought they were winning the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you see the picture of them posing in front of the camera like that. They look fucking stupid.
Yeah.
This is the losing team. Look how excited you are to fucking lose because they did it prematurely. And so I'm okay with it, but you sure as hell, you gotta make sure that game's locked away if you're gonna be doing that bullshit.
Yeah, that's absurd, man. And they don't even do anything cool. They just go and pose in front of a camera like a bunch of hillbillies.
It's silly, man. It's silly.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish they would stop doing that.
Yeah.
Another take I have is the NFL draft was just last month, and I always thought it was hilarious, man. I always think it's hilarious when they show like the team, like the fans for like a specific team that's picking, and it's like gets into like the later rounds, and it's like round 3 or 4 or 5 or some shit, and you see the fans and they're just sitting there and they're just like, who's it gonna be? Who's gonna be? And then they name like the left guard from fucking like UC Santa Barbara or some shit, or like Utah State, and everyone's like, yeah. And it's
the camera's on.
Dog, you do not know who that is. Like no one knows who that is. What you scout like all these teams and shit?
No,
they're just like, yes, woo, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. It's like, dog, you have no idea.
You're right, dude. And the camera's on him. I swear to God, I'm not joking, man. I saw a lady had the camera on her and she was disappointed, probably because she hadn't heard the name. And then she changed her disappointment to excitement once she realized the camera was on her. So she was like,
that's fake. Yeah.
It was so fake.
Yeah.
It was so fake. Yeah. First round, it makes sense. You've probably heard of these guys. But like you said, man, later rounds, nah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. She especially, you think she's like going home and like watching tape on the left guard from Utah State?
No,
hell no.
Not happening.
She ain't doing that. She don't know. She's not scouting like that. She's like Todd McShay or some shit. Like, dog, what? There's some 60-year-old woman in South Alabama that knows more about football than me? I don't think so. I don't know who the hell that is, dude. Watch a lot of games and shit.
No kidding, man. No kidding.
Another thing that's going on right now in baseball that I think is funny. A couple of weeks ago, we saw with the Astros, they were complaining to MLB about getting taunted by the crowd. Wanted to get your opinion on the Astros, man, and what's everything. Because that was the one thing that was bad about COVID. One of the many things. The top three worst things about COVID was that the Astros didn't get their comeuppance. Not the death toll, not the stripping of our freedoms and stuff like that. But no, that the Astros didn't get to go through what they needed. They should have gotten booed every damn game, and they got to kind of like skate over that, you know what I'm saying? So now a lot of these teams are like, oh yeah, we forgot, man, these guys are assholes. But what's your opinion on the Astros, man, and what went down with them?
Gosh, the fact that they're complaining, I've heard some vile awful things said at baseball stadiums, at football stadiums. It's a little more audible at a baseball stadium, right?
Yeah.
I've heard some of the worst things said. And baseball players, I respect the hell out of them when they just take it. They either act like they're not hearing it, they block it out. When have you ever seen a baseball player react to heckling? For them to come out in the media, which I would say is worse than reacting in the moment, for them to come out, it's now in the media that they're complaining as an organization that their feelings are hurt, essentially, is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is absolutely insane.
What did you think was going to happen when you cheated and won a World Series? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And especially when you frame it the way you did, Chad, with they got off easy.
Yeah.
They didn't get a lot of the boos because of COVID. And now they're complaining, now that fans are in the stadium, that their feelings are hurt. It's ridiculous.
I think we're going to find out like 10 years from now the Astros started COVID. They're like, hey man, we gotta come up with a distraction. The season's about to start. We can't be doing this shit. Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, they got really thin skin. They're not gonna last the whole season. They're like,
no, it wasn't the
pandemic.
Astros. It was Urban Meyer started COVID so that no.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure that little bastard had something to do with it. Such a jackass and shit.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. So I think I'm kind of right there with you, man. I think that do a lot of other teams do it? Probably. I don't know if they do it to that level where they had like devices on their body, on their person and stuff. But who knows, man? If they do, they do. There's definitely steroids going on and everything like that. But that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it like that it's okay. And until you can prove that every other team was doing it, I'm kind of like, fuck the Stros.
Yeah. All right. I want to throw this scenario at you, Chad. Let's say you're the Astros. You're doing this right in the midst of the scandal when we knew they were doing it a couple years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And this new guy comes up from AAA, his first time ever in the big leagues, right? Is that guy in on it? Does someone pull him aside and say, hey, there's this thing we do here, and it gives us an advantage, just so you know, when you hear the bang sound once, it means fastball. When you hear it twice, blah, blah, blah. Was everybody in on it, or was it a select number of players? Because I don't think all of them were. Because how are you going to trust? That's some valuable information that comes with serious punishment if you get caught.
Yeah.
How are you going to trust a rookie who you don't know that well with that kind of information?
That's a good question. Probably that if he doesn't play the game, his career's over. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is your opportunity to be with a, winning organization. And if you, and then at the same time, also like, how would you not notice all that video equipment and shit like that right outside the dugout and what that's being used for and everything? Maybe they just don't ask questions, I guess. That's a possibility. But I think that they do, and that a lot of people knew. I think a lot of them knew, At least the core of that team did.
Yeah.
Because they were doing it.
And if you're right, maybe that's how it spread. Is you got a guy on a team, it starts with one team, and then he goes to another team and says, hey, this was pretty successful on the Astros. Maybe we should try this over here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's possible. What's less possible is that Jose Altuve's wife didn't want him shirtless.
My God.
He just had like the most possessive wife of all time. She's like, if you take your shirt off, it's over. He's like, what? What are you talking about?
That was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
An obvious lie on national television. But what's funny though is I 100% agree with you that it was bullshit. But when you watch it the first time, nobody thought anything of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the scandal comes out. It kind of shows how easily we're manipulated. Because he lied to America's face, and it was weird. You're right. Like, why would a wife care about that? Blah, blah, blah. But no, nobody picked up on it until the scandal.
And did she tell him that? She's like, look, you can live your dream. You can be a Major League Baseball player all you want, but if your shirt ever gets ripped off, this marriage is over.
Yeah, and like she knew that there was going to be an opportunity that night. Or it's not like baseball's a game where shirts typically fly off. You know what I mean? Like,
and what did she tell him? Like before he left the house, she's like, okay, good luck tonight. And remember, if you hit a home run that wins the game, don't take your shirt off or it's over. You get your ass on Bumble. I don't give a shit. But you ain't gonna be coming home no more.
Like, come on, ridiculous. But we bought it hook, line, and sinker, man.
Yeah, I didn't, but
until the scandal. Nobody said shit before the scandal. That was kind of odd.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm glad they got caught, man. I hope that, because they've been one of the most annoying franchises. I don't know why. Because they beat the Indians a couple years too. So I'm just like,
that's fair.
F them.
Yeah, for sure.
So F them.
F them.
F them.
F them.
That's what I say when I'm around my kids. So sometimes it might come out here, but I usually say fuck. You know, I'm not Tim
Kinda
Tebow.
took me back
I cuss.
for a second.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, Chad said it. Chad abbreviated that
dude.
word.
I'm not Tim Tebow. I will say fuck. I don't give a shit about saying fuck. But so we got a new sponsor here today, man.
Yeah,
right?
man, I'm real excited about this. So coming along with this new sponsor is also a little incentive for you listeners out there. Well, first of all, let's talk a little bit about the sponsor. It's 1740 Beard Balm. And they don't just make beard balms for those of you folks who have beards up there, but they also have like chapsticks and a whole bunch of other awesome products as well. They're collaborating with us on a little initiative. And basically, if you send Chad and I through any of our social media channels, right? Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you send us a funny text that you got, a screenshot of the funny text that week, it can be sports related or not. It can be sent out of frustration because your favorite team is losing, or it can be about something political. It doesn't matter. You send us a funny text. We're going to read our favorite ones on the air, and then the best ones are going to get a
little care package, right?
Beard balm, absolutely. And in addition to that, you're going to get a $25 to $50 gift card as well. So, yes. Get us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook with those funny texts that you're receiving, and we'll read them on the air and send you some gift cards and some beard balm as well. But check out 1740. It's an awesome product.
Yeah. Do they got a website? What's their website?
1740beardbalm.com.
Yeah, you want to look, you don't want that beard looking all dry and nasty and shit. That's gross.
Absolutely.
You want it to look nice and luscious,
groomed, well groomed.
Yeah, and you need some chapstick. One of the I can tell you this, one of the least attractive things on a person is chapped lips, man. That shit's gross.
Yeah,
that's disgusting. You know what I mean? You gotta have your lips chapped, not chapped, man. That's nasty. Someone comes up talking to you, got dry ass lips, like dog. You better walk away. I'm not trying to get powder on my face, motherfucker. Why is smoke coming off your lips? This is nasty.
Dude, have you ever had the Kool-Aid mustache? That happens to me sometimes. If my lips are chapped, I start licking it, and then I got like the red like going on up here.
I did terrible. When I was like 7. What the fuck
was I supposed to grow out of that?
I guess, dude. What the hell's wrong with you? Yeah. My girlfriend's daughter does that. She's 7. What the hell's wrong with you? It's like
all right, we also want to hear from you on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. If you can relate, if you're an adult who has chapped mustache like I do sometimes.
Yeah, a bunch of 9-year-olds texting us like,
yeah, I hate when that happens. And I hate when I had to go to bed without dinner.
like, dude, what's wrong with you? But yeah, they got all kinds of stuff. They got beard oils. They got some beard soap. You need to wash that. It can't be all nasty smelling. You get some chicken wings in there and shit. You're trying to go to work the next day or trying to go on a date. Some girl smelling like butt. Chicken Parmesan from last night. That's disgusting, man. You need to wash that shit.
So yeah, 1740beardbalm.com, and get at us on social media with your hilarious texts. We want to read them. We want to read them on the show and award you for them.
Yeah, definitely. Please, you can hit us up on all the social media platforms at DNP-CD Sports. Check out our Twitter because we're always posting like little snippets of the show and everything. Some of the funnier moments of the show, some of the more intriguing and important moments of the show and everything like that. It's always fun. I love being on there, man. We're getting a good following and everything.
Yeah, good engagement with you guys. So we appreciate the comments.
Yeah, man, this is a good episode, dude. We're going to do a little solo stuff. We want people to know that we will be doing solo episodes. We're not going to always have a guest because we're going to have some time to talk sports and everything like that and give our own opinions. We don't want to just be interviewing people every day.
Indeed.
We want to give some people some insight into some betting, you know what I'm saying? What's going on in our world, the people that annoy me in sports, I got a long list of them motherfuckers.
We heard a couple today who are at the top of the list, for sure.
Tim Tebow, number 1, has been for like 10 or 15 years. Can't stand that asshole. But yeah, man, this is a good ass episode.
Absolutely. If you like the episode, make sure you thumbs up us. If you happen to be watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe if you're watching on other platforms where you get your podcast. And give us a rating if you happen to be listening on iTunes. We appreciate those as well.
Yeah. Before we go, we just want to tell you one more time about OddsShark. OddsShark is your source for the latest odds from leading authorities, expert editorial content, and detailed matchup picks. Looking for statistics and trends for an upcoming game? OddsShark has that too, and it's free. I'll just go ahead and you want me to just do the rest of it?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. In-depth expert analysis, stats, numbers, and trends to help you make the sharp game day picks. Whether you want to check out tonight's football odds, this week's hockey or basketball trends, or anything in between, head on over to OddsShark and start thinking like a shark today. Go-to resource for the DNP-CD Sports Podcast. You know what I'm thinking about doing, man? I'm thinking about going home. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna get on OddsShark, and I'm gonna do a little 3-team parlay for this weekend.
Nice.
I think I might go ahead and pick me a PGA Championship winner. Look at some of the lines for the NBA playoffs coming up here.
Do a little cross sport.
Yeah,
parlay,
man.
okay.
Yeah, but I think I'm just gonna throw a little action down. Nothing crazy, maybe like $50 or something.
Nice, man.
But try and get a little action, make the games a little bit more interesting this week.
There you go. Don't forget to hedge, man. You call me if you want to talk hedging strategy, man.
I might have to, man. I might have to with my dumb ass. The last thing you want to do also is like Tony gave you a bunch of tips and everything. Let me give you a little tip. Do not do 5-team parlays when you're drunk by yourself at home. It never goes well. I can tell you that. You never hit on them motherfuckers.
You sound like a man who's speaking from experience.
So many times I'm like, I'm either a genius or I'm about to I just lost $100. I don't know. I'm the dumbest shit ever. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I don't think Utah Valley State is going to win the NCAA tournament this year, But drunk me says they got a chance, man. You never know. I've seen stranger things happen. No, you haven't. You have not.
Goodness gracious.
But yeah, I'm going to go on over to OddsShark. I'm going to put some money down, make sure I'm getting the best price. Make things a little more interesting, man. Even
use those bonuses on OddsShark, man. Start at OddsShark and then find your betting website by getting those bonuses through OddsShark. That's the best way to place your bet.
Betting is so fun, man, because I love sports, but if there's teams that I'm not, once my team loses, the Cavs, they've been done since December, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Now that my team's out, to make the games a little bit more interesting, put 10, 15, $20 on a game. You know what I mean? It makes it way more interesting. You have a little bit of fun, talk some shit. And then you can, send the players that don't perform well, just send them really mean text messages on Twitter.
I'm sure they love that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's probably one of their favorite things about being an athlete.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure. I don't see why not.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, there was actually a really funny tweet where Reggie Bush was bashing someone. I don't remember who it was. It may have been a fucking store clerk or something. And he said something like, it's really frustrating when blah, 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 this happens. And then someone responded back and said, I once drafted a running back who got -3 yards one year on the season. Sometimes people just aren't very good at their job. They're roasting Reggie Bush. Dude.
Good for them, man. That's hilarious, man. Oh, I got another little hot take, man. You saw this fighting going on with Steven Jackson and Kwame Brown. You see about this?
Yeah.
So like they started talking shit about each other. And it was hilarious, man, because they were both acting like super gangster and shit. And I'm sure they both kicked my ass. Like, of course, these motherfuckers like 6'9" and shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's just hope they don't listen to this shit. I'm a dad now. I'm trying to get my ass beat in front of my son. You know what I'm saying? But it was hilarious that they were like going forth talking shit to each other like on Twitter, like a bunch of teenage girls and shit. You know what I mean? What was like TikTok shut down? He's like, no, post that on my Twitter because I don't think he has a TikTok. He don't follow me on TikTok, so let's post it on Twitter to tag him. That's so lame, dude. Like, why are y'all sending threatening messages on Twitter? And then when this motherfucker ends up dead or something, they're gonna know who it is already.
Yeah,
Steven Jackson, they're coming for your ass.
Public
man.
beef, bad idea.
It's so hilarious, man.
Jeez.
It's so funny. Like, hold up, I'm gonna post my threatening message on Twitter real quick. I don't mess around, okay? I don't play games, okay? Post. Well, I ran out of characters. Hold on a second. Let me start a thread here. Listen here, bitch. I don't play this shit. It's like, dude, okay, we get it, man. You're a hood as shit. Posting shit on Twitter, threatening messages. Whoa, watch out for this dude.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I hear you.
It's hilarious, man.
Good shit. Well, good show today, man.
It was a good show, man. It was good. It was fun to talk just the two of us, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. So make sure you give us a follow on all of our social media platforms at DNP-CD Sports. Also on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Tell your friends about the show. Like, please, man. We really appreciate that.
Check out all the other good podcasts on Hot Pie Media as well. There's some good ones on there.
Yeah, you can find us at hotpiemedia.com. You can find all of our past episodes. You can also find other podcasts that are amazing. Great podcasts on the network. Couldn't be happier to be working with Hot Pie.
Absolutely.
We got some big news coming up with Hot Pie. Hot Pie has some big news coming up that they're going to talk about here soon. Can't wait to tell everybody. But in the meantime, give us a follow. Tell your friends about the show. Review the show, all that stuff. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you guys next week. For Tony, I'm Chad Fisher. Peace out.
Thanks for listening. You can find more episodes and all other Hot Pie Media originals baked fresh daily at our home on the web at hotpiemedia.com, the Hot Pie Media YouTube channel, or wherever you listen to podcasts.